Hello, ladies and gentlefrogs. My name is WWK Epic, but you can call me Dan. Welcome back to another part of the editing tutorial thing. I don't know what I'm going to call this, but that was a nice intro. Today we're going to be focusing a bit more on just getting the clips lined up with the sniper feed, and this is probably the funnest bit, but also the most tricky bit, because trying to sync the whole thing and trying to get like a decent flow with it is quite difficult sometimes, but hopefully, if you're confident enough, which I'm definitely not, you can do it. I'm joking, I've got plenty of confidence. What we're going to do for this is we're going to add velocity. Velocity is our friend, and we are going to move it all the way up to the top. Then we are going to create a marker just a bit ahead. We're going to move this all the way down to 50. We'll go with 52. Then we are going to double click roughly about here, and then we're going to double click on the actual shot itself. As this shows, the shot is way past already, so we're going to move this back a bit, and we're going to move the mark to about there. So let's see how this looks. It's okay. It still needs to be moved back a bit, I think. Let's move it to about there. There we go. So we're just getting the shot and the kill. Then we are going to double click here, and we're going to move this down. But because we are doing the bolt effect, I don't want to move it down too quickly. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to do a really sneaky thing where I'm going to cut this. Because I got that miss, I'm going to edit it out. And I don't usually do this. Usually I'd not use this clip. But because we're doing with the whole, we're trying to edit it and make it look smooth, we're going to pretend that this miss right here never happened. And a good thing with velocity as well, make sure you always just move the clip alongside with velocity. So we're going to cut it to about there. Now if you're looking at the scoreboard or the how many bullets have been shot, you'll know that this is a leftover clip. During an edit, you will not realise these things because you'll be too focused on what's happening in the edit thing that you won't account for a 9 being an 8 unless you're one of those people who actually look and focus on the edit. So we are going to move to this cinematic, which I added from the last tutorial, which will also be in the folder with all the editing stuff, so don't worry. We're going to put it into the part, we're going to do all the stuff to it, just disable resample, and then we are going to speed it up. I forgot to do that because it's at 0.3, so we're going to speed it up. Then we are going to, what I tend to do is I'm going to cut it here and then drag it across. Now we are going to add the velocity to it, then standard velocity, which I said in the last video. If you don't know what I said in the last video, then you're going to add 300 to each side. You're going to put one marker here, going to move this down to 50. You're going to add another marker here, and you're going to put this down to 50. And we're roughly, this is going to be like a bit of a rubbish recap, but we're going to do a recap on what we kind of did last time, but it's going to be with a different type of clip. I don't know what I've done with the fades here, so let me just fix this. Okay. We are going to focus on this. Now this is the bullet which is going to go out of the chamber, and we're going to make it look really smooth. So first of all, we've already got we've got that, which is really nice. We might actually put this all the way up to 4 because I think it might be just a bit too slow. There we go, that looks a lot nicer. So if we go to this bit, I don't think this is all the way at the end. Okay, it's not all the way at the end. Make sure the velocity points are 300 at each end so it flows really smooth. So we're going to do roughly what we did last time. One problem you'll run into is you'll want to try and pinpoint, say, a frame in the video, but somehow you've managed to get the velocity to go halfway into a frame. And all you really need to do just to fix this is just to move it just that little bit forward. Now that we are done with the syncing, we can move on to editing it pretty much like we did last time. So we're going to select a random point, we're going to move forward, we're going to select a random point here, but this time we're going to do the opposite because the soldier is going away from us, and we're going to start off by zoomed in roughly about, I won't say too much because we still want to see the soldier a bit, but enough so that we can see a change is happening like this. So roughly that. We're going to go with that, I think. There, that looks really, really good. So we're going to do roughly what we did last time. We're going to change that to that, change this to -1. We're going to move this in a bit though, because it's not going to look good if all the bits are on the outside. I'll just show you quickly what I'm on about. So as you see, we've got this border here and it just looks terrible. So you want to make sure this last one is brought in so the two corners over here don't touch the outside areas. We want everything to be inside, so it looks roughly like that. That is going to look really nice. Then we're going to move all the way into about, is this a third? I think this is a third way. What is this out of? 15. Oh, that makes it so much more easier. Making it a lot more difficult than I had to. That's going to be, is this +1? This is going to be a 1, and this is going to be a -1. And finally, this one is at 800, this one is at 1200, so we're going to make sure these are both roughly 1000. Just a bit of a recap from the last video. If you didn't watch the last video, I'll leave a link to it in the description. So we are going to, there we go. That looks really, really nice in my opinion. There. So that is all done. We've got that cinematic done and out the way with. Now we're going to move on to the syncing once again. Now remember, we've gone from having 9 bullets in our mag to 8 bullets on our mag, all because of a cinematic showing the bullet going out. But like I said, no one will really pay attention in the video if you don't, unless they have eagle eyes, then they'll be too focused on the edit to notice. So for this next bit, we're going to drag this all the way up because the first bit after the cinematic is going to be a kill. So we're going to just scroll down here until we get the bit where we shoot the guy, which is that guy right there. And we're going to split this clip using S, we're going to delete it, then we're going to move this forward, we're going to bring all this all the way down to the bottom. And for this part, we are just going to let it run at probably 45, which is that bit. If we watch this, got to make sure it's smooth as well. It's not as smooth as I would like it to be. There we go. We'll go with that. So it doesn't look smooth. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just me. I think it might be this. If we move this up, it's probably this. Or okay, so I found out what one of the problems is. We're going to try moving this bit. After we've shot, we're going to try and move it to the center as much as possible. Change this to a fast fade. And what the fast fade will do is this will bring it down a lot quicker. But we're going to try and put this point to the center as close as possible because the flow just looked a bit off there and I couldn't remember why. So there we go. That's going to work a lot better. So forget what I've said previously. Just move this point a bit further down and make sure the point after the kill is a fast fade. I'm sorry about that, guys. I should have noticed that, but this is what I mean by editing. Just those little tweaks. I watched it back and I was just like, I can't have that. I couldn't have the whole really slow thing afterwards. But anyway, continuing with the tutorial, we're going to move on to a different type of cinematic. Now, I've got this inspiration from Turd Burglar, and I highly recommend you watch his edits. They are goals for me. But we're going to add the cinematic of this person shooting. Now, probably shouldn't have got rid of the sound effects there. So, in this clip, this is what the bot is doing, and this is actually from the game. Let's just listen to this. Okay, so we've got just her spraying like that. We're going to get rid of that because forget that. We're going to do what we normally do. We're going to put the savory sample on. We're going to put this all the way up to 3.33333, so it's up to 1, and then we're just going to edit it a bit. Okay, so what I've done for this bit is it's literally just, I've just doubled up the whole 350 then 50 then 350 then 50 then 300, and as you can just see already, that flow itself, just the whole, like, it speeds up and it changes the camera angle. That is just a beauty of a cinematic. I know it's me getting a bit weird now, but it honestly is such a perfect cinematic. And we are going to do exactly what we've done before. We're going to move it up so it's roughly in the sight. Can't get to the face yet without making the cinematic look a bit distorted, so probably can. I'm going to try it. We're going to move to this bit, then we're going to create a image there. Then we are going to move this out a bit because we want a big impact out. And what I mean by that is we're going to move this back and we're going to move this in. And you'll see why in a sec, because that's going to go to -1, which means this also has to go to -1 now. We're going to go roughly a third of the way through. I'm going to put this to -1, get that right, and with this one we're going to put this one to 1, and going to make sure that this is at 600, this is at 630, which is wrong because these should be going out further. Okay, forget that, we're going to put this to 800, this is at 900, That's fine. Actually, we'll keep that at 800. We'll keep this at 600. We might move this in just to 600. We'll put this at 600. We'll put this at 700 roughly. You can be a bit more precise with this. I'm just rushing through it. Put this at 700. I'll be precise now. I'll be a good boy. I'm going to put that at 700. Make sure you're following the face as well. And then this is at 900. We're going to move this not all the way out. We're going to move it to 1100. Actually, make sure it's kept on her face so it like, no, we're going to move it out to 1100. And then we're going to keep this at 1000. Going to go about a third of the way through here. Move this to here. Keep this at 1000. This is going to stay at -1. This one has to go all the way up to 1, and finally this one is going to go up the way to 1. Now doing this once again, doing this really nice editing effect. Just look at that. Like that alone, I really like. I cannot describe how I really like that. But there's one thing we must do now, one last thing, and that's add some bullets. Now I'm going to quickly go to the Call of Duty sound effects pack. I've put it on my channel a while ago, and it's going to be there for anyone who wants to use it. It's got so many sound effects. I'm going to keep updating it as I go as well. So this one is the CUDA. So we're going to drag it onto a separate audio file. Then we're going to get it to the point where it shoots, and then we're going to drag this all the way up to the top. So now it's very, very faint. You can just about hear this sound effect in the background. So, which is what I kind of want. If we turn the music down just a bit, you can hear it. So how we're going to do this is we are first going to add the CUDA sound effects in, and this is going to be done by cutting it at this bit where the bit ends, and then we're just going to copy it and make sure it's roughly half and half throughout this, because we want roughly, say, about 4 shots of the CUDA, and you want it to be in time with the music so it looks like the bullets synced. It doesn't matter in the cinematic that there's a shot there, there's quite a few bullets there, there's quite a few bullets there, there's quite a few bullets there. It's just what is going to be seen by the viewer and what's heard as well, so it will look like it's in time. It is cheating a bit once again, but they're going to be so focused on the flow of the edit, they're not going to worry about what this bit looks like. Now for this part, we're going to do what's known as a mute effect, where we're going to slowly just, and I've done this before in a few videos, we're going to just mute the audio ever so slightly so the gun sounds are a bit better. And it's a muffled audio. There's multiple ways to do this effect. I prefer just to split the clip. I should have probably said that as I was doing it. You split, press S, click, press S over the whole cinematic, and then we're going to get this audio, and we're just going to put it down roughly to about 22. So as it plays, that sounds horrible. That just doesn't sound right. So what I'm going to do is going to split this clip here, then I'm going to copy this bit, just like we've done with the clips previously, but I'm going to do it for this bit, so it just makes it sound a bit... There we go. That just sounds... Might even do it with this bit as well, just because we can. See, it's weird. I'm learning as I'm doing this tutorial, so let's try. No, it sounds better. That sounds a lot better. Okay, we're going to cut out the end bit because wait, let's just watch that in the preview. Let's see how that looks. That just works so well. I'm so happy at that. Like, we're gonna keep the muffled audio, but okay, so that's it for this part of the tutorial. We're gonna leave it here because it's been quite a lengthy edit. And oh my god, that just looks so... I can't wait until this is done. Even I'm getting excited. This is the feeling you should have when you're doing an edit. So far, I will just play quickly what we've got so far, which is... Like, maybe the cinematic at the start could be a bit quicker now that I've done the other bits, but you can see just how, just little bits, we have made this almost amazing as it is. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy. I can't wait to finish. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So this is it for part 3. Leave a like if you have enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and let me know how you're getting on with your own projects if you're using these effects. They really look cool. I can't tell you how hyped I am right now. This is all done, but in the next video we're going to work on getting the final bits done with the syncing, and we might add a few extra bits in. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you guys for watching once again, and stay epic, guys.